Hello and welcome students of Europe Hotel School. I'm so glad you're here. Today, we're going to dive into one of the most critical roles in any hotel, the one that really shapes every single guest's first and last impression. We're talking about the art of front office leadership.
You know, this simple phrase, it says it all, doesn't it? The front office isn't just another department. It's the absolute heart of the guest experience. The leadership here sets the tone for the entire hotel, and the quality of that leadership, it directly shapes guest satisfaction, the consistency of your service, and yet ultimately the hotel's entire reputation.
So, here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll start with the why, the real heart of hospitality. Then we're going to get practical with 3 pillars: leading yourself, building up your team, and driving real results. And finally, we'll look at the kind of lasting impact you can have. Sound good? Let's get started.
Let's be clear, the front office is the face of the hotel. This means that strong leadership isn't just some nice-to-have feature, it's an absolute operational necessity. It has a direct line to how guests see your brand and whether they'll even think about coming back.
And that right there, that's the ultimate goal. This job is so much more than just managing schedules or overseeing check-ins. It's about building a culture. Because when your team feels confident, valued, and inspired, they're empowered to deliver amazing service, even when things get totally stressful. So the big question is, how do we build that kind of environment?
Well, we can break it down into these 3 core pillars. Think of them as a roadmap for your leadership journey. See, it all starts with you, then it extends to your team, and it all leads to the results you achieve together. Let's dig into that first one.
Okay, pillar 1. This is all about you. Because before you can even think about leading others, you have to lead yourself. This is the foundation everything else is built on.
In a fast-paced front office, any kind of confusion is the enemy. I mean, think about it for a second. Does every single person on your team know the exact, discreet way to handle a credit card decline? When your team knows precisely what's expected of them, they can perform with confidence. That clarity cuts down on mistakes and gets everyone pulling in the same direction. But here's the thing. Clarity isn't just about giving orders. It's about showing how it's done. Look, anyone can tell a team to stay calm. A real leader, though, they demonstrate that calm, that solution-focused attitude, right in the middle of a system crash or a really tough guest interaction. Your team is always watching, and believe me, your actions speak way louder than any training manual ever will.
And these are the personal qualities that make all that possible. Emotional intelligence to read the room, trustworthiness so your team feels safe and secure, adaptability for an industry that's always changing, and resilience to be that anchor in any storm. These aren't just buzzwords, folks. They're the absolute bedrock of leadership that earns respect.
All right, on to our second pillar. Now that you've established your own conduct, the focus shifts to how you develop and grow your team. This chart is really insightful. Take a look. Communication isn't just about talking at your team. Almost as much of your time should be spent on active listening. When your staff truly feels heard, their ideas, their concerns, it builds an incredible amount of trust and engagement. It completely transforms your team from just being passive receivers of info into active contributing participants.
And you know, a huge part of making your team feel valued is simply recognition. And this doesn't have to be some big formal awards program. Simple, consistent, and specific praise is so powerful. Just acknowledging a job well done, it builds a sense of pride and ownership that motivates people to go that extra mile. You know, a great leader is also a great coach. Your job is to spot the potential in your team members and then help them grow. This cycle of coaching, giving constructive feedback, and showing them a real path forward, it doesn't just build individual skills, it makes the entire team stronger. It shows them you're invested in their future, not just their performance today.
So you're leading by example, and you're cultivating your team. Now for pillar 3, connecting all of that great work to real, tangible business results.
This is where empowerment becomes a game changer. It's not about letting staff do whatever they want. No, it's about giving them the trust and the tools to make smart decisions on their own. When an agent can fix a guest's problem right there on the spot without needing a manager's approval, that's a win for everybody. The guest is happy, and the employee feels capable and trusted.
And wow, the results really do speak for themselves. This chart makes the connection crystal clear. Empowered teams, they lead to higher guest satisfaction scores. They're way more confident and successful at upselling. And maybe most importantly, they're more likely to stick around. Lowering staff turnover is one of the biggest wins any hotel operation can have.
Now this is a question every single leader should ask themselves. The ultimate goal of empowerment isn't just about being more efficient. It's about building real capability and resilience within your team. Your true success as a leader is measured by how well your team performs when you're not even there.
Okay, let's bring all this together and talk about your lasting impact. Because great leadership isn't about one good shift or one good week. It's about the legacy you build over time.
In today's hospitality industry, change is pretty much the only constant. You've got new technology, guest expectations are always evolving, market conditions are shifting. It means that the ability to adapt isn't just a skill, it's essential. A leader who embraces change and encourages their team to innovate is a leader who ensures their hotel stays competitive and relevant. And here we are, full circle, back to this core idea. Every single pillar we've talked about, leading from the front, cultivating your team, driving results, it all serves this one powerful purpose. This right here is the definition of successful front office leadership.
So as you move forward in your careers, I want you to really think about this question. The principles we've covered today, they're your tools. How you choose to use them will define your impact on your teams, on your guests, and on the future of this amazing industry. Thank you.